Mark from Tucson, Arizona. Let me know if you can hear me down below. And we got our good friend Roshran McNamara. So good. And we got Chaotic Rage here, my soul brother, who knows a thing or two about geopolitics. Well, I'm so happy that we are on page 40. I mean, imagine we would be on page 140. That would be now a real shit show, right? So we gotta be happy that we are on page 40. Well, you know, I take pride in being the littlest crypto channel on the interweb. Annie, thank you so much, Chaotic Rage. So, well, guys, I think we are going to do Polkadot, and we're going to do it today, but it's going to be a little bit of a rehearsal because we will do it again tomorrow, but at an earlier time, around 4 GMT time, as we did on Saturday. So, I mean, please, the information will hopefully be more or less the same. So much going on in the Polkadot ecosystem, in the Kusama ecosystem. It's unbelievable. It's almost hard to keep up with it. Some extraordinary no face. How are you doing? You're not late. Nobody's late. I'm always late. So many things going on in the Web3, and hard to follow up, as I say. I think there's some things that are extraordinary. I think there's some things that are a little bit not so extraordinary, but let's try to go through it. But first of all, well, it's only for the sexy people, and you're so right. Remember, this stream is only for the sexy looking people.
This dance ain't for everybody. Only the sexy people.
Only the sexy people. Anyway, guys, let's go in and let's do first things first. And let's just have a quick look at the market manipulation and then we move on to Polkadot. So let's go. It is funny, right? We're looking at the 15-minute. I don't know if you looked at that little video we uploaded there, right? With the push-ups. So we're seeing here Bitcoin up, well, basically what we're seeing, and that's why the level of market manipulation, right? We're seeing exactly at 3 o'clock. I guess this is when 3 o'clock my time, which would be around, 1 GMT time. Anyway, it's very clear to see how the market again pushed up. Now, I thought that was, in a way, it was a good thing. At least I kind of expected it. Now but we just see clearly, right? This is correlation and manipulation. So with Bitcoin, yeah, there's not so much more to say, right? We didn't go really down, and we're still above the 7-day moving average. I think that is really what it comes down to. When we look at Ethereum, also, wow, here, look at an hourly. Let's also go in and look at Bitcoin on the hourly. Actually looks sexy, right? That's sexy looking when you look at it like that. But let's also look at Ethereum on the weekly, because remember, we do it a little bit more long term. And it's here you could actually see, I still believe that Ethereum is going to be, and is ultimately already more dominant than Polkadot, than Bitcoin, sorry. Polkadot evening, so, we got to connect all those dots. So I still think that, I'm just trying to think, right? So that would mean that there's more room for Ethereum to go down if it's going to hit the 7-day move and actually move under. However, and that's also what I said yesterday when I made that little video. I think that this was a typical flash crash we saw yesterday. A typical. And when we talk about flash crash, right? That is when it just quickly goes down, and like here, boom, 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 and then kind of have an opportunity to pick something up. Maybe not, but if you do, and well, that's why we started these flash crashes or these streams, is because usually it then tend to go up again. And we were talking yesterday about synthetics and Room, just as an example. Let's go in here and synthetics. I think I made a little mistake on that video there. I said we bought it at 3.70. We bought it at 3.79, right? But so this was during the day, as you can see here, it went down. Then in the night when I was sleeping, that was a 1 o'clock GMT time. Then it actually went further down, but then continued up. And so that means that we made there 7-8% on synthetics there. So we bought, and I usually don't like this. But this is the flash crash. We don't do leverage trading, but we love to, let's say, participate and profit and benefit from these little manipulative flash crashes. And I also know that we have had so much, the past months there's not been any flash crashes, and it has also not made my streams better, right? Because no flash crash, that's what basically also gives a little bit of an opportunity in between, because there are a lot of other channels that'll try to tell you to do leverage here and there, and you don't take you anywhere. We don't do leverage because there are opportunities. So we can see here with we just looked at synthetics. Didn't I put in Rune here? No, it is sometimes hard to do both. There we go, Rune. Yeah, and Rune we got there at, there we got a 2.70, and now it is a 2.90. Anyway, it's hard to say, right? This was a successful little flash crash. Let's see what's going to happen. I kind of have a feeling that we could see going up further. That's usually what happens after these flash crashes, but then probably, at least from my point of view, that's when, now we're at BTC, when I think we could, BTC weekly, when I think that we actually then could go further down. That's how I look at it. Now let's have a look at the watch list and see what's going on. Is there anything exciting? Up. Ethereum up and 8%. I mean, we can see again, no, it's good, but it is amazing how this market is let's say, correlating when it goes in one way or the other way. I'm not going to look more into any daily news, but it's good to see at least that we were able to identify this. And let's, we could be over tomorrow, but yeah, 4.6 is synthetics. Anyway, I'm happy that we did that. So let me just see here, because I made it here. We can see, let's update it. This is just the flash crash positions from yesterday. And once we're going to see if we're going to come back to these flash crash small level of manipulation, then it's good. And then you should turn on your notifications, because this is when I will usually go live, right? That's actually the whole point in that. Let's go here. We call it flash crash. And let's see where. Yeah, so up 7.2% with synthetics and 7.2. I mean, you can also see they also correlate like Soul Brothers, because I bought them basically at the same time. Okay, let's see who's here and if anybody here feels like in the mood for chit chat. We got my soul brother, Ron Jeremy. How are you doing? Good to see you. And we got Orphan that's Actinit. I hope I pronounced that correct. And once again, what do you say, No Face? You didn't listen to me. What do you mean? What are you talking about? I mean, nobody listens to me. If you ask Kitty or you ask my kids, nobody listens to me. So why would you listen to me? That just doesn't, then you would go against the trend, right? So, okay. Let's, happy to see all. Let's see, how many do we have here? And as I said, all 13. I also said in the beginning that we are going to go through Polkadot, but I will do it tomorrow. Again, Polkadot update at around 4 GMT time. So it's a little bit of a rehearsal. Well, not rehearsal, but, So let's go through, because there's so many things going on with Polkadot and Kusama. Now, of course, first of all, I have to promote ourselves a little. When we started the channel, we did tell you buy at 35. And then when we saw close to the height, we also did announce that we sold. So we bought Kusama at 35, actually too late, and then we sold it at 530. Kept a little, of course, but we took a big piece out. And the same with Polkadot, we announced it twice actually. We bought at 2.49, and and then another around $5-6, and then we sold at 37. But we still obviously have some Polkadot left. And what are we doing with those dots? Well, obviously we have staked them in the current parachain auctions, and that's also the parachain auctions. Are they really beneficial? I mean, if we're going to look in a little bit at how they have actually lost on volume, people don't find it so exciting, and I guess there are some reasons for that. Now we looked at this, the Polkadot parachains ecosystem, growing. That's we did also point out, and I that when was it, last week, and we shared the World Economic Forum document, right? So please, if you're new to the Polkadot ecosystem, well, I do think that Polkadot is going to play a vital role in the future of finance. Not only was Garvin Robinhood here together with our, great uncle Klaus and Davos, but also mentioned in the, let's say, in the how the World Economic Forum or the Fund, how they see the future of a central bank digital currency, and mentioned Polkadot alone 12 times. So keep that in mind. I will also, for those of you who, if you're new to the ecosystem of Polkadot and Kusama, I also like to sometimes to take you through so that you can do your own research, right? And I think it's a good place to go is to Parachains info, right? This is where you can keep yourself informed and about what's going on. So here you can see how many projects there are. You can always go into the auctions, and then you can scroll down and you can see, are you looking at the Polkadot auctions or the Kusama? We're looking at the Polkadot auctions at the moment. And I like what they hear right here in the beginning. You can see the rewards ratings, because in the end of the day, when we want to participate in a parachain auction, and we will also go in and talk about the last winner who just won, and this is Integrity and Integrity. Yeah, so the last winner, and how much did you actually get there? We'll get to that in a moment, but let's get back to the top 5 list, right? So currently Litendry, who just currently won a parachain, is not on the top of the list. So that means if you see here in the first line, you see $8 per dot. Now let's just see, for the sake of calculation, that Polkadot it's at $10 right now. How much is it right now? Gotta look. Polkadot is at $9.56. Okay, so $10. So you go in here and then you can calculate that for every dot you would have received 8 Litendry, plus, there are always some goodies. If you're an early bird, or if you're late bird, you usually don't get any, or if you do any referrals, so you can always add a few percentage there. That's why they always write the 8 plus, number and then plus something. So let's say you got maybe even, whatever, you got $8, maybe you got $9. That's 90% that you got rewarded for contributing a Polkadot. Now, that in itself is something that I think sounds sexy. And I'm almost sad that I didn't participate. I was thinking about participating in the Litendry parachain, but I didn't do it. Now that's sexy, right? Because if you look at the second best, which is a star, you only got $5. That's 50%. So if you, the dots you would contribute, you would get a star in that case, worth of current market price around $5. That's around 50%. Now, why am I also talking about this? And here we can see Affinity. I didn't even see that before I did it, because it's at $4.64 and I was calculating at 4.5, so that was good. Why do I think that the volumes are going down? As we can see here, if we scroll down, we can see that maybe more, it would be better to see on Kusama, but they are not raising as many dots for each parachain, and that's simply because, is it a good investment to go in and contribute your dots for, let's say, 50% by contribute, and then you have to log up your dots for 2 years? So, but anyway, so this is good for you guys to look at yourself. So Integrity, day 1, and as you can, I don't know if you can see, but they raised only, they had 1,200 contribution. I guess it's okay, but not even $1 million did they raise. Now, okay, we know it's so in a way, there's I mean, $1 million, I guess, is also okay, right? But it also goes to show how much we are in the beginning of the future of the Web 3.0. So here I made my own little calculation, and we were close enough. They said, oh no, you've done a little bit better than my calculation here. So for one dot, you were gotten around $4 point some. Again, when you go in, let's go back to Parachain info. It's important here. You can find everything that has to do with the Polkadot and Kusama ecosystem, right? So if you're looking for whatever project, let's look at, which is coming up next week, is Kyling, you know, one of my favorites. So for example, just put in Kyling. Actually, you could currently join their parachain auction because they're competing for spot number, I think 26 or something. I'm not completely sure. Let me just see here. Anyway, so Kyling, so now you're on parachains info, and you can go in here, and as I've shown you also many times, I love that you can go in here and you can see, for example, who is investing into these protocols. And obviously, the more investors and the bigger the investors are, probably they've done a better research than you and I can do, right? So then you can also actually press on them. Let's see. And I like what they, you know, they have 24 investors in Kyling. However, only one top investor. Only one top investor. Now, I don't know. Do you know which coin has the highest amount of top investors? Let me know. Anyway, so Signum Capital is considered a top investor. Then you can go in, and then you can even look at the portfolio that Signum has invested into. Right? So yeah, this is also one way to do a bit of your own research. You can also see here, since they're participating in the new parachain auction, here you can see how much reward you will get. And currently they are offering 222 Kyle tokens for 1 DOT. Now I actually wanted to take you to their website, so because the way that they're showing it is I find it quite good. Also because they're calculating it. So now we're on Kyling's website, and you can then scroll down, and then here they tell you about what the technology is, right? That it's an oracle, and then how the whole thing works. And here, let me just go down. You can see here's the crowd loan, right? So crowd loan, join a Kyling crowd loan, and then they are very much calculating about the token. I mean, sharing the tokenomics, and what would it actually, how much would it benefit each investor for contributing 1 DOT? Because we see here that is 222 Kylings for 1 DOT, but that would, at the current price, approximately generate 45%. And I like that they're saying leasing return. So you know, so you contribute, you lock up your DOTs for 2 years, and you would get at the current rate 45% reward. However, you see, it's all you know, it depends how you look at it, right? Because if you now go in and let's look at the price of Kyling. You go in here and we look. Got it here. Currently trading at 2 cents on the dollar. Ever when we look at how much low it is from its all-time high, then the potential is obviously enormous. Yeah. That's a way of looking at it. It is currently trading 99% down from its all-time high. 99% from its all-time high. So try to calculate that. That's where I like to go to CoinGo Live, where you get an overview of, you know, where the tokens are and how much percent you would be able to make if they would hit their past all-time highs. So with Kyling Network, we can see down, you would be making 13,225% if Kyling were to hit its previous all-time high, which was recorded 13th of March 2021. So you know, but then you know, the way that I have actually seen it with Kyling, I gotta be honest with you guys. I gotta be honest, and this is how I look at it. I decided maybe not to participate in the parachain auction itself, but I'm actually just buying the tokens and I'm staking them at 14%, right? And I also told you on portfolio Saturday, whatever it was, that our little position on Kyling, if it's gonna go to its all-time high, that would generate kitty $1.2 million. So yeah, I'm not saying what is right or wrong. I'm just saying maybe the opportunity is, maybe it's better instead of buying a dot and then staking it for 2 years, generating that. But I haven't done that calculation, so let me know what you guys think of that actually. So Kyling, and then again when we go back to I hope you can follow it. It is actually not so complicated here. Let me perhaps make it sound like. No, I cannot. Here we go. Back to parachains. So remember, we're back at parachains info, and then yeah. Why is it? You go down here, and then you can look at the. Look at the, you press Polkadot, and then you can see the. Why is it looking like that? Sorry guys. Here the auction, sorry. Press auctions, Polkadot, and then you can see who is, the next ones is we're currently between the 5th of August and the 12th of August. And we can see here integrity just one, and right now you can then participate. And I do believe that Kyling, I don't know if Kyling is going to win. In case you don't win, then you get your tokens back, and you can also then see here who is heading this race. Now Kyling is on a 2nd place. Anyway, these are things that you can look at, and it gives you some good insight, I find. Now back to there's so much news going on here with them. On Kusama, it was Basilisk that won. So they were the last winners. And here if we, like for example, with integrity, we could calculate, right, how much the reward tokens were worth. Basilisk, we are not able to do that. And sometimes I find that also, well, maybe you got to really know when it comes to the programming language and the potential. So if in these situations, and if you don't know what you're gonna get to, I like to know that if I contribute 1 Kusama or 1 dot, what is the reward going to be worth? But nevertheless, so Basilisk were the last winners. And then we also got more news from Acala, this time together with a star. And they just announced this today. And so basically they're saying by leveraging, Astar's and Polkadot's trustless and interoperable network, Acala and Astar will combine forces to create several new cross-chain use cases and aUSD liquidity pools in the A-Star ecosystem. So if you think that the way I stream sometimes is a little confusing, and I'm a little bit all over the place, that's how I feel that sometimes the Polkadot ecosystem is. Anyway, I can imagine there's a lot going on. And the reason why I'm saying this, so we get this, right? Now it looks cool. Astar and Acala, DeFi Rising. So I read through it, and what can we do now, right? Where's the good offer for us to participate? Anyway, so maybe it's easier for you to find, but the way that I kind of like found it, then went to Acala's Twitter account, right? Where you have to go, and then you press, and then somehow you get to, here we got this article, and I mean, if you read it, yeah, I don't know, I felt it was a little bit more, I did not get 100% clarity on what the real benefit of this is, but it is a new application on Astar. So of course I was interested in understanding and how do we get there. So for example, when they say here how they are explaining it, provide aUSD or L dot liquidity on ArtSwap. So it's about ArtSwap. So you press here and it takes you to a YouTube video, but also not a link to their site. Anyway, so I will show you how I got there in case this is something that you want to participate in, but I find it a little ASTR. Yeah, let's look at it. So first I went into a star on CoinMarketCap, pressed a star's network. I mean, in order to make sure that you're also not being a victim of phishing attacks. So on a star, you go to their app, and then it actually takes you very nicely. And that's when you then see that things are working. You can go in here, then you can choose the account, MetaMask, or whatever. I like, in this case here, we're going to use the Polkadot, where we have like $1 or $2, and I think we are already connected. So now we want to go to the dashboard or how to find this, right? It is, however, you go into dApp staking, and here you can see that there are many. These are the dApps being built on a star, and they're all going to be a part of the Web 3.0, and of course also the Polkadot ecosystem. And it is quite interesting. Also, not that you should look at this yourself. So here we can see the total value in dApps, all the dApps on a star is 136 million. Not bad if you think that they haven't really started yet. So here we got ArtSwap. And what is ArtSwap? ArtSwap is the number one. Everything is quick, and everything is just wonderful. Well, let's just connect here. Why is it not connected? Connect. Why is that? I should be connected, but I was connected. And then anyway, so you press you want to go to that ArtSwap, and I think I'm here. Check. Try here, stake. No. Now it's taking us there, hopefully. And what is ArtSwap? That's not what we want. We want to go there, right? No, I don't know how we go there. You see, this is sometimes a little bit of a trick, right? It's sometimes not so easy to find it, and that's why I said this is today just a kind of like a practice. Why don't here, stake. Okay, there we go, stake. It doesn't look so good on my side. Does it look? I hope it looks better on your side, but then here you can kind of stake, but that's not really what we want. Anyway, that's why I said today it is a test, because this happens, and this is honestly also what I sometimes spend a lot of time on, trying to do project. Here we go. Now finally, we don't need a MetaMask. So now we are in here, and so Acala, they were announcing that there's now liquidity, but not really more than that. So we can go in here, we can look at the pools. Farm, let's say add liquidity, but we want to look at the pools first. Let's say farming. Here we go. And what it then, with a little bit of patience, what you then get to is to see that it's basically, it's a swap, right? I mean, ArtSwap, it goes without saying. But we are seeing more and more of these DeFi protocols platform, popping up everywhere, right? A lot of them we know. On every blockchain and base layer, we will find them. However, this is where you sometimes can find extraordinary good opportunities. Now, I gotta be honest with you guys. I have not participated in this yet, but I'm just, if you look at it, right? Here you can see liquidity. There's not a lot of liquidity in the aUSD, which is the Acala dollar, and the swap pool, only $82,000, but however, generating 61% APR. So you can see, for example, here .USDC, where you should not be scared actually of providing, I would suppose, and USDC 48%, and then USDT, USDC 10%. So basically, it's just a swap like we are seeing many other swap: Quick Swap, Trust Swap, SIP Swap, Net Swap, Pancake Swap, and of course the ultimate Uniswap. However, by swap hopping, you sometimes get the opportunity to go in and find a pair with that where you will be able to generate more performance than if, for example, if you go now to Binance, or if you go to Uniswap, and you want to provide liquidity, for example, in stablecoins, USDC, you will not get 10%, right? And nowhere, I think, can you find .USDC for 48%. However, little liquidity. It's a new protocol, new dApp, but interesting. Yeah. So there's also the pool. Anyway, you can look at that. I think this is enough for sharing here. Then further news. I mean, there's so much going on, but you can see how quick they're working. So now we were just at ArtSwap, and furthermore, leading Moonbeam-based decentralized exchange StellarSwap integrates Acala USD, Polkadot's native over-collateralized stablecoin. I did not go in here and look what StellarSwap is offering. It's another swap. It's another exchange where probably also some good offers. Why am I also pointing this out? Because all these exchanges, all these protocols, all these marketplaces, they're not going to succeed long term. That goes without saying, right? So but we don't care about that right now. What we care about is that when all these exchanges, swaps open, they will always have good offers, and that is really what it's like swap hopping. Yeah, Davinia, we will talk about that another day. Then also Star is really growing, really growing, and they're welcoming Alchemy to their ecosystem, and I think this is a very a good thing for the overall ecosystem actually. So Alchemy, I don't know if you know, but it's a powerful blockchain platform that provides reliable infrastructure and developer tooling that will advance dApp development on the Star network. And Alchemy is already supporting layer 1 Ethereum and layer 2 chains, including, pay attention to this, Polygon, Arbitrum, and Optimism, which means solidity, which is the language of Ethereum. Developers can now leverage a Star network on their dApps. So plus, Alchemy successfully supports non-Ethereum Virtual Machine chains, including Solana and Flow, demonstrating that they're ready to bring innovation to both Ethereum and VASM developers on a Star. So this is, I guess, what Polkadot is all about, is about interoperability. So it is growing fast. I also wanted to make, you see, as I said, we are also in the process of structuring these streams better, and we're going to make them earlier. So that's why I said it's a little bit of a test stream today. So usually when I do once a week the portfolio updates, there's not time to go over the entire portfolio. So when we do Polkadot streams once a week, this is where we will also then talk about the holdings, Kitty's holdings that she's holding within the Polkadot and Kusama ecosystem. Now, I did not have time to put them all here today. That's a little bit empty, as you can see. But just shortly, some of the tokens that we have, right? Of course, we have Acala, as I also mentioned last time. We are staking Acala and aUSD at 20% on Acala. And also on Acala, we are staking DOT and aUSD at 14%. So we don't have such a huge portfolio in the Polkadot ecosystem, but it still comes to around, I don't know, maybe almost 20 positions, right? Moonbeam staking at 20%, and as you can see, I like to put down on the bottom. I always do that specifically for Kitty, so she can understand that if we're going to see an all-time high again, what would her each position potentially be worth, right? So we can see here Moonbeam 257,000, and also here with the Acala around 500,000. Then we're doing a lot of things on Karura, right? Air, aUSD. I love this. It was 200% last week. You see, that's an opening. That's an offer, right? That Alt Air farm that together with aUSD, and they will give you a huge good offer. It won't last forever. It's actually only going to last another 6 days. But hey, we participated in too. So and you can see then, for example, even though we are in Alt there, Kitty could maximum, if it goes to the all-time high, make 76,000, but they're still good. Kyling, as we said, they're probably going to win a parachain auction on Polkadot, which is good for Kyling, which is a great thing. Down 99% from its all-time high. I mean, lots of opportunity there. So I'll just, what else are we doing here? Of course, we stake. Yeah, we just showed you that. Polkadot, yeah. What have we done with our dots? Very clearly, right? We have staked our dots. So they are all in parachain auctions. Now, we haven't done so many of them, but we have done Star, we have done Moonbeam, we have done Acala, right? And our position now would be, even if Polkadot is going to hit its all-time high with the current staking, Kitty would only make $220,000 on the dots. Not a lot, right? But, and then Litenter will be filled out tomorrow. On Kusama Armor, we have actually received all our Kusama tokens back from the first round of parachain auctions on Kusama, right? And I'm happy we got them back. And what are we doing with them? We are not participating in future parachain auctions at the moment. In fact, we just farmed them all on Karura. Right? So that's it, guys. That's it. That's it. I hope this update. I mean, there's so many things to chat there about. But I love. Now I get it. Now I get it. Select the wallet. Click the little button on the left. Anyway, guys, happy crypto day to you too, Abby. And Bitcoin Cash is awesome. I agree with you. Bitcoin Cash. Star is strong. Yeah, Star. Okay, yeah. Now first, I love to talk about, just to mention Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash is also very much down from its all-time high. Why do I think that now Bitcoin Cash is maybe not Polkadot themed today, but I really think that Bitcoin Cash has so much potential because it was one of the first. And if you look across the globe, when you're seeing when they're setting, how are we getting to mass adoption? Well, we're getting that by implementing, not us, but they're implementing, ATMs where you can, exchange crypto for fiat and so on. And there's usually always like 4 or 5 main currencies that they start with. Obviously, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Bitcoin Cash, funny enough, and Litecoin. But I think that Bitcoin Cash is going to have it's really, yeah, we love it. So Star is also going to love it. I mean, Star is very strong. I think, even working with Microsoft and so on. But I also believe the Polkadot ecosystem is a no-go. The fact that all of you are here, be proud of yourself. I'm certainly happy and proud that you were here. Also, you, Dan, good to see you and my beautiful, beautiful queen. It makes me happy that you guys are here supporting me. And but never that, the most important thing is that you are here for you. Because the future of finance is being built right in front of our eyes and is being built on the blockchain. And I'm also a little bit proud of me being here. Not always fun to be here when there's 10 people. That's why I'm extra happy when all of you are here. And I don't give up. And I won't ever give up. I'm just happy you are here. So see you tomorrow and stay strong and all that. And yeah. Don't ever have a plan B because we're on the right track.
You know who has a plan B? The people that lose. That's a fact. The people who go all in. The people who burn the ships and leave themselves no other option but success. Those people are dedicating all their skills, all their resources, all their energy into producing a specific outcome. And if you're competing against someone who's going all in with every resource they have, and you're only going half in because you're half in and you're half out, guess what? You're gonna lose. So you guys out there with your plan B mentality, you need to take that and set it on fire, because all it's gonna get you is more of what you already have. Every single person that wins big, every single person that you look at, every single person that you're inspired by, every single person that you aspire to be like, they only have one plan, and that is they are gonna win or they are gonna die trying. All these people out there talking about, oh, well, if that doesn't work out, I'll just go back to this. Whatever this is, which happens to be their miserable life they have now, those people always lose.
What's the most important key to success? I think it's hunger. It's not getting satisfied. What matters is hunger. A hunger that doesn't go, a hunger to learn, a hunger to grow, a hunger to serve, a hunger to give, a hunger to create breakthroughs.
Every single day of my life, I feel like giving 100. Somebody said yesterday, ET, you gave 120. What you gonna do tomorrow? I said, I don't know. Give 140. But I don't have days where I don't feel like it. Why? Because I'm counting on me. My wife's counting on me. My son's counting on me. I don't have days to wait.
You gotta talk like you got power even when you've been through shame. You gotta talk like you got power even when you've made mistakes. You gotta talk like you're getting up even though your bones are still in the valley. You gotta talk like you're going somewhere.
You have to take the hand you've been dealt and make the most of it. Nothing that's happened to you has stopped your destiny. Don't let one bad break, one injustice, one difficult season cause you to be sour. When we go through loss, things we don't understand, that victim mentality will always come knocking at the door. Instead of having a victim mentality, switch over to a victor mentality. That bad break is not how your story ends. The loss, the sickness, the injustice is not going to limit the rest of your life. You didn't like it, but what you can't see is it set you up for double.